Go like a week without even opening my Bible, not even the Bible app on my phone. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. There'll be days where I would not leave my room. There'll be days where I would not get up from bed. I think as human beings, we make the mistake of making God small in our lives.
I need $1 million. Baby, why, oh why? You ain't no undercover.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Aqua by it is saying it is your girl Eunice. As you can tell by the title of the video today, it's going to be a chatty get ready with me. I don't go through like the makeup that I'm using, but I do go through and talk to you guys about my Christian journey. I left a question tag thing on my post on Instagram, and I got one question, which was to one topic, which was to talk about my Christian journey. So that's what I did today. I really hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm gonna leave you guys to enjoy the video, and I will catch you guys in my next one. My Christian journey, I'm still growing in Christ. I am still growing, I'm still learning. So I'm gonna like start from the year where I guess I was old enough to retain memory. I grew up being introduced to Christ. So I guess that was the beginning of it. And like when you're young, you kind of do things because your parents want you to do things. You go to church because your mom says you go to church, or your parents say you're going to church. You go to church because it's something that you do on Sundays. So, and you can't say you don't want to go to church because I guess you're not old enough to make your own decisions or make your own choices. If you're from an African household, you know what I mean. Like Sunday you're going to church. So it kind of became a thing of like, I'm going to church because my parents said I have to, not because you have the desire to go to church. And sometimes that was the case for me when I was young. I'm not gonna get into like too much detail of like situations and mishaps that have happened to me where I've really genuinely questioned Christ and Christ's love for me. I've even questioned like the existence of Christ, but I remember reading something somewhere that said if everything was good in your life, then you wouldn't need to have faith in God, if that makes any sense. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact words, but it basically says like you can't build on your faith if everything in your life is good all the time. Like things need to happen in your life for you to go back to the main source of your faith, the main source of your foundation. Like I don't have good words to describe all these things, but if you get what I'm saying, then you're here with me. I'm still learning God. It's an ongoing relationship that I'm trying every day to better. I'm not perfect in any sense. I'm not like the perfect Christian. I don't read my Bible every day. It'll be like a week where I'll be on a streak. Like I'll be reading my Bible every day, having devotional, meditating, praying, worshiping. I'll be doing that. Like I'll be on a streak, and then I'll be off. Like I'll fall off so hard, like down there, where I can go like a week without even opening my Bible, not even the Bible app on my phone. That's how up and down it is. It's only by God's grace that we are here. Like this video is not to like talk about my journey and how perfect I've been. I don't want to go off on a tangent. If he's promised to love me, promised to never leave me, promised to be with me through the dark, promised to walk with me through the valleys of the shadows of death, where was he when I was actually walking through the valleys of the shadows of death? I still have days, like even especially this year. I think this year everybody has been tested. Like everybody has been wondering where, like, God, what is going on? Like, where are you? Because 2020 has really come and shaken everybody's spirits. If you think just because you are a follower of Christ, it means you're exempt from trials and tribulations, sweetie, that's not the case. It is because that we love him and because we're following him. That's the reason why we will get trials and tribulations, to keep building the strength of our foundation in him, to keep building the faith we have in him. This year really and truly has been the year to really test faith. Like, I know my faith has been tested, and I don't even know if I should share this, but like, I was made redundant. This year has really been a year where I was like, okay, like Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. That one has held me together, because when everything was like, when everything felt like it was falling apart, I was just like, Jeremiah 29:11, his plans is of hope and to prosper me, and they are plans of good. Like, they are plans of good. So that's what I've been holding on to. This video is literally all over the place because I'm speaking as it's coming. So I didn't make any notes or anything. I'm just speaking from my heart. I didn't really feel like going to church every Sunday because it didn't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the notion or the ideology of going to church still felt like an obligation to me, because my relationship with God hadn't grown to a point where I was curious enough to know who he was for myself. I always knew him through things I was told, knew him through what my parents told me, and then that led on to me still like thinking of church as something to take off of my Sunday to-do list. Oh, I went to church today. Oh, I read my Bible today. It became a list of things to tick off a checklist, and I didn't like that at all. So until I was curious enough to learn God and to know who he is and to build on me and him's relationship, I was really just not interested at all. I was not interested. It just became a thing of, okay, I need to figure out who God is. And I think like you won't really know until you have your own experience. And I want to understand why he loved me so much that he saw fit for me to be part of the world. Because surely if this same God created the heavens and earth and all that's in it, and then he said, okay, let me add Eunice to it. And I remember there was a time, I've not really shared this story actually. Wow, maybe I have, I just can't remember. There was a moment where I was in my room, and I was like, this was after I graduated from uni. Yes, I came home. I think I was home for like a year and a half with no job, and I was depressed. I was depressed, like with a capital D, pressed. Repeating the same routine every day. Like, don't get me wrong, I was looking for jobs, but like I wasn't getting no callbacks, I wasn't getting no responses, I wasn't getting anything. And that was like the start of a spiral for me. That there'll be days where I would not leave my room, there'll be days where I would not get up from bed. There was a time where I was like, what am I even doing on earth? Like, why am I here? Why am I here? Like, what have I been placed on this earth to do? I had no words. I had no words to express what I was feeling, so I just literally started crying. I was crying so much for like days. I would wake up crying, go to sleep crying, wake up crying, go to sleep crying. That was my daily bread. That was like what I was doing every single day, and I was just crying and crying and crying and crying and crying. And then I picked up my Bible, and the first quotation was Jeremiah 29. Like, I randomly like opened the Bible and it fell onto Jeremiah 29:11, and I was just like, for I know the plans I have for you, plans of good. Like, I know the plans I have for you. And I was just like, that made me cry more, because it felt like God himself, wow. Because it felt like God himself was trying to communicate to me, like, don't worry, like, I know the plans I have for you, don't you worry, like, leave it all to me, I have this. And I was like, wow, that was the Bible verse that I want to say saved me, because when I say that, that depression lasted months. Like, it lasted months. I was crying for months. I was, through all that, I was like, so where is God? This God that will provide. Like, where you at, boo? This wasn't even that long ago. This was 2017, so not really that long ago, when I decided to like really, like, I knew and I believed, and you know, all the like the normal stuff that you're taught, but I was just like, okay, now I really want to like know you. I want to know you for myself. I don't want to know you to like please my family. I don't want to know you to like show off to people that I know you. I just want to know you because you've told me now, like you've actually told me yourself, and I believe that was him speaking to me. You just told me that you know, like, you know the plans you have for me. Like, there's a reason why I'm alive. There's a reason why I'm here on this earth. So I'm gonna trust that, and I'm gonna leave it all to you. I'm gonna surrender everything to you because you know my tomorrow. And then that week, the week of opening that passage, I had like, because I had applied to a lot of jobs, to a lot of jobs, and no responses. And then randomly I got an email back from the place where I was just made redundant, but I got an email back. I got an interview, and that same day I got, like, after I left the interview, on the bus ride home, I randomly checked my email and they said that they've offered me the position. And I was like, okay, cool then, if that's what you want to do. I was just like, wow, is this what, because like I had been carrying everything. I had been carrying all, like, everything inside. God is like, cast your burdens onto me. Cast your burdens onto me. But I had been carrying it all myself. Carrying it all. I was carrying what, because I felt like I had failed my parents, felt like I had failed myself, felt like I had wasted my time at uni, which that's a whole different conversation. But I was like feeling all these disappointments, and then I had the interview, and then I got the job, like literally not even 24 hours later. I truly felt like I felt light, and it just felt like, okay, I can rest now. I'm not sure if I'm explaining things properly, but I was like, okay, you know the plans you have for me, so I'm just gonna like let everything go. Like, you know the reason why I had to go through all of these things. So the reason why I had to endure, I had to go through all of these things, is because you're trying to build me up. Like, you're trying to elevate me. You're building on my faith in you. Because if he has the whole world in his hands, surely he's got me, you know? So fast forward to now that I've been made redundant. But when I tell you, like, when he said he would give you peace that surpasses all understandings, I'm not like, 2016 Eunice would have been in her bed. 2016 Eunice would have been crying. 2020 Eunice, in the midst of everything that's going on in the world, in the midst of everything that's happening, in the midst of job losses and redundancies, in the midst of everything that's going on, me individually, I have peace. And I couldn't have said that 3-4 years ago. These are Bible verses that are keeping me going in times like this. But yeah, I think that's literally my journey up until like right now. Like, I'm just, it's still, don't get me wrong, it's still a process. Like, it's still I still have days where I'm like really in my head, but now it's like, comparing to when I would just lay in bed and cry, now I'm just like, okay, have your feelings, but no, like, you need to understand who really is in control. And I remember who is in control of everything. I remember who the pillar of my life is. I remember all of that. I'm like, okay, Eunice, it's not your business, it's the Lord's business. That's my mom. Okay, darling. Who's your darling? Who's your darling? I think as human beings, we make the mistake of making God small in our lives. Like, we have the habit of making God little. Like, we make all our issues and problems so big, and then we forget that God is bigger. We make him this tiny little entity in our lives, where we should make him the biggest thing and then shrink our issues small, because that's how it should be. That's when we start to, like, you know, shake, because we're holding on to situations that won't last forever, right? So you don't have a job, you're holding on to that. You, I don't know, are battling depression, holding on to that. So you're like, we're trying so hard to hold on to things that are not permanent, things that are temporary in our lives, and then we make the thing that is forever. We make God, who is the pillar of everything else. We make God, who is bigger than everything else in the world. We make him, we leave him alone. Like, we let go of the pillar, and we're trying to reach onto things that are on their way out. Think about it, right? The joblessness, you have it, but you're not going to be jobless forever. You're depressed, you're not going to be depressed forever, but you're holding on to those things. You're holding on to those situations instead of holding on to God, forgetting how big he is, forgetting how strong and mighty he is. But he says, seek first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added on. Ha! This is the same wig that I installed. I'll leave a link. I'll leave the iCard here. This is the wig from Natural Girls Wig. I just put some bendy rollers in and I give it a bit of a blow dry, and I left it in overnight, and this is what I've achieved. I'm giving my hair a bit of a break before I install my next protective style. I still don't know what it's gonna be, because I low-key want to do locks, but my scalp and locks, they don't really like each other. Okay, I'm gonna put on something cute and then we can end the video. I'm actually gonna post it this time. I've filmed this video before, I just didn't post it. I'm gonna change and then I'll come back and we can finish up the video. Okay, so that completes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was all over the place, but that's just how my mind thinks sometimes. Maybe next time I'll write points down so I don't, like, there's hair in my face. Maybe next time I will write like bullet points down so I don't like go off on tangents again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it, so I'm really gonna post it this time and not like psych myself out and not post it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.